Okay, welcome to the Fife Property Market Weekly Property Update. This is from the 21st of July to yesterday, the 27th of July. A look across the whole of the Fife Property Market with all the estate agents, see who's been listing and what areas, and also what's been selling and what areas as well. Typical example of supply and demand, really. Robust market right now, 1,070 properties on the market available for sale throughout Fife, according to Zoopla. If you just go into Zoopla, type in Fife, what's available, it gives you 1,070. That's still actually quite a good market. It is double the pandemic, just after the pandemic, the boom market, and that's double what the boom market was at the time. So it was down at 550, 600 at one point in time available. Hence the reason why prices jumped so much, because there's a lot more buyers as well. There's probably about maybe 30% more buyers, or possibly a bit more in that time as well. So that was a recipe for a perfect storm in terms of property price increases. But let's look at the market right now and where we are, and give you a great insight into it. Okay, so here we are, right across the whole of Fife. Now, Cooper, 8 properties listed, while estate agents, 14 sold. Shows you demand's outstripping supply just now. Eastnook 6 versus 5, St Andrews 4 versus 10. Thank goodness for that, because St Andrews was away the other side for the last couple of weeks, like 10 versus 4 and 12 versus 2. So, St Andrews is kind of getting there further forward, although they've got a long way to go. There's a huge amount of stock available in St Andrews just now for sale. In the KY16 area, I'll just give a rough idea about this. I'll just type in this into Zoopla, and you can see for yourself. Now I'll tell you exactly how many properties are available for sale. KY16 is that's where we benchmark everything. That includes Guardbridge, Bummel, and that. So 170 properties available for sale in the KY16 market, which is the St Andrews area, postcode area, incorporating, as I said, Guardbridge, Lookers, Balmullo, and the surrounding areas, as well as St Andrews itself. So in the St Andrews area, for example, there's 170 available. When you think about it, there's about 30 properties get bought every single month, 20 to 30. So at the very best, you've got round about 6 months worth of stock in St Andrews up for sale at this point in time. That is not the best position to be in for the St Andrews market, but they will work their way through that. You can see that there in this week's numbers. As you can see at the top of there, 4 versus 10. 10 actually sold, 4 listed in the week. Leadmouth, 8 came on, 16 actually sold, so double the amount of properties getting sold in the Leadmouth area than they're getting listed. Even Stevens and Dunfermline, again, more getting listed, more getting sold than Glenrothes than actually getting listed. And Kirkcaldy, a similar pattern. So you can see 110 properties came on the market, while the estate agents, primarily probably because a lot of people are actually away on holiday, or they're getting themselves sorted out when the children go back to school, getting sick. Yeah, I've mentioned it. Yeah, holidays will be over soon. We're almost in August. Good luck, everybody. 135 actually sold. So demand clearly outstripping supply this week. Remember, 1 week does not make a trend. An old saying that my managing director used to tell me every single time. Jim, 1 week doesn't make a trend. Let's look at the next week and the next week. We'll actually, next week, what we'll do is we'll look at the weekly amount for the last week in July, and then we'll look at the month of July in total itself, and then see what's coming in August. Interest rate decision this week on Thursday. That'll be an interesting one to see what's going to happen there. Will the Bank of England adjust base rates, possibly by a 1/4 point reduction to a lower rate? I've got a funny feeling it doesn't matter what they do, because we can see a wee mortgage war on rates just now, on fixed rates, appearing with a lot of the lenders as it stands. Some of the rates have actually come down on 2 and 5 year deals. What they're doing is to make it more attractive. They're actually putting advanced fees, so they're putting upfront fees on there. The great thing about that is the upfront fees can be added on to the mortgage amount. Therefore, you don't have to pay them. They just go on. Well, you pay them eventually, believe it or not. That's the way it works. But they go on to the mortgage fees, thus reducing the monthly interest rate to you as a person taking out a mortgage. Which is good news, because it alleviates your position. Mortgage costs have gone up since 2021, 60% a month on average for a person actually taking out a similar type of amount of mortgage today. They've gone up 60% since 2021. No surprise, a lot of buyers have dwindled at the higher price points because affordability is an issue here. Okay, let's talk about staycation bliss. So we talked about this yesterday, Richard and I. We did a show on this. This was about spending your summer at home with your own, with our fun-filled tips for grown-ups. Actually, how to make your home um, uh, uh, tip-top condition, ready for sale. Also, local secrets and hotspots is things that you need to know about, especially if you're doing viewings yourself. I talked about this quite a lot in yesterday's show, and it's in this blog itself. So you can click on the link above or below, and it'll take you through. And click on the one that says Staycation Bliss, because I've talked about this a lot. If you're doing the viewings yourself and you're a seller and you have to do them yourself, or you've opted to do them yourself because you're looking for cheap fee, then I've given a lot of good top tips there for you if you're doing the viewings in order to push the emotional buttons of the buyer that walks through the door. It could incite a better offer and get a better end result at the end as a result of that. So that's what I've put in there. It's in the podcast. It's not an article because the podcast is a lot more detail. It's about an hour show. And then it's also in the actual video itself. So if you want to watch that or listen to that when you're doing something else, feel free to do that. Because we do talk about that and mindful screen time and things like that, new hobbies and learning. These are all the things that you could be doing. I also talked about as well top tips for children. I'm fun-filled school holidays. There is a blog in there on the blog, a link to it, a blog on the blog. There's a link on the link on the link, 3 links down, to actually have a perfect blog, an article to Funfill Park holidays for the kids. So you want to click on that as well. Let's get down to the nitty gritty again. Let's talk about what's getting sold, what's getting listed with us, and also what's actually finally sold and keys handed over, because that's probably important to quite a lot of people. It gives you a real good insight into where the market is right now and what everybody's offering and what properties are actually selling as a result of that. So the first one is actually Queen Margaret Street. No, that's not Queen Margaret Street. That's Station Road in Springfield. So this is Station Road in Springfield. That actually took quite a while to sell. Let me give you an idea about how long that took to sell. 15 months. Surprised? Yeah, I was surprised as well, actually. 3-bedroom detached cottage in the Springfield area offers over just around about the 200,000 mark. It is actually away now. This is why it's so important to actually plan in advance and make sure you're not putting yourself under pressure. Because these people here actually, let's put it on the market, see how we get on, and then they sold it in the time frame that they wanted. They got the entry date they wanted, also got the price point they wanted as well, because they waited it out. They were quite happy to do that. So that's a real top tip for you. Think about going earlier to sell your property rather than later, because if you do earlier, somebody comes in, doesn't agree to everything you want, you just say, well, I'll just wait for the next person to come along. It's as simple as that. That doesn't put you under pressure, does it? Because you've not committed yourself to anywhere else yet. And that's what you do. That's called managing a sale. If you want to know more about that, contact us. So the next one, it was actually sold. This is George Street in Cellar-Dyke. Now, this went back on after a wee bit of title issues, so that was all sorted out. Went back on, sold in 2 months, and it was offers over 260,000. It was a 2-bedroom mid-terraced villa, just looking over the harbour at Cellar-Dyke. You can see the haven next door, just on the periphery there. So that was away. That's away as well. So these types of properties are actually selling as well. And the final one is, Queen Margaret Street, St Monans, sold in a week. It was gone. 4-bedroom semi-detached property, and it was offers over 180,000. It is away within a week. If you've got a property like this in this area, I know people that are looking to buy this, a similar type of property to this, and you're roundabout. If you're in mint condition, this and need a wee bit of work done in it. If you're in mint condition and you've got a 3-bedroom or maybe even a 4-bedroom semi-detached or terraced property in the St Monans area, then we want to hear from you, because we've got buyers for that property around about probably the 200,000 mark or thereabouts. If that's a number maybe entices you or floats your boat, this could be for you. Okay, so get in touch with us. Let's talk now about, I'll actually show you that one. That's the one in Queen Margaret. There you go. And the previous one as well. I forgot to show you that one. George Terrace and Cellar Dyke. That's away as well. Okay, let's talk about what's actually coming to market. So coming soon, Randolph Street, Buckhaven, 4-bedroom detached house. That'll be coming soon. Any of these ones that we've got coming soon, we've signed up. So if you're interested in them and you want more details on them and you're keen to actually get in there before anyone else, then you could reach out to us and message us direct on these posts, and we could tell you a bit further about it and take your details. So Randolph Street in Buckhaven, 4-bedroom detached house is going to be coming on the market. Wesh Road in Strathmiglo, that's a 3-bedroom detached house coming on the market. A Therney Drive, Upper Largo. That's going to be popular. A Therney Drive in Upper Largo, 3-bedroom mid-terraced house. It'll be coming on soon. So watch out for that one. Anybody in Upper Largo or anybody in the Largo area, everybody wants to. There's a lot of people in the Largo area want to move or they want to come into Largo area. If you know somebody like that right now, tag them in this post, tell them about it, and tell them to get in touch with us quick, because it will come onto the market. It'll go in a pre-portal. Probably everybody will jump in, and then it'll probably be sold before it even gets to a website. So now is your time to tell your friend, if they're looking for a property in the Upper Largo area or Largo area overall, then to get in touch with us now. Lindsay Berwick Place in Anstruther. This is a cracker. This is a 2-bedroom semi-detached villa, which will be coming on, and it had lapsed planning permission for an extension along at the side of it. So potentially you could put another bedroom and you could extend your kitchen in as well, and you could extend the living room, or you could possibly even get away with it. I think you could maybe get 2 bedrooms in there. So you could possibly turn the 2-bedroom into a 4-bedroom. It just depends. So it's up to you. So 2-bedroom semi-detached villa in the Lindsay Berwick Place in Anstruther. So as well, that's a really good one. Let me talk about anybody who wants to know what the property market's like right now in terms of the National House Price Index. I did that blog this week. The UK House Price Index for Scotland for up till May 2024. Average price in Fife is 170,000. It has moved up around about 2% year on year. So Fife property market still resilient, still keeping where it is. But the average price is 170,000. If you've got something at 400,000 or 500,000, then obviously there's a different strategy to do that one. But average round about there, they're all selling quite well. Everything up to 300,000 sells quite well, quite popular, sells quite a lot quicker than everything over that because of affordability and buyers numbers actually dwindling as you go above that £300,000 price point. So if you want to know about the Scottish House Price Index and what's been happening so far and top tips and the economy and what to do, then click on the link and you'll see the blog on the podcast as well, and you can hear all about that from myself. Final one for me is, if you wanted to know, did you know it's actually cheaper to buy now a house than it was in 1979? That is the article that will tell you that, and all the stats. Cheaper to buy now a house than in 1979. Yep, that shows it all. And it's on here. It's on this link. So if you click on the link and you click on the Fife property market 1979 versus 2024, I'll also be talking about why that is this week as well in a midweek show with Richard. Okay, so that's a really good one. I talk about the Fife property values in 1979. I talk about the shifts in the property ownership in Fife. Talk about the evolution of the buy-to-let market and how that's changed it, the long-term investment versus short-term gains, and the opportunities for Fife landlords, and final thoughts overall. What's sold this week? Well, let me tell you what's sold, right? We'll tell you what's sold as in, under offer or, sold subject to concluding missive. So it's still to go through conveyancing and the legal system. Then we talked about what was coming to market, but also the ones I want to talk about is the properties that are actually going to be finally sold and keys handed over. This is actually a really good one. It gives you a real good idea and insight into the property market overall and where properties are. So this is completed. So completed is keys handed over, keys, money changed hands, so money put in for buying the property from the solicitors to the other solicitor to yourself, and then people move in. So this is what happened with these properties. Dury Street and Leaving was a 3-bedroom detached bungalow with basement rooms. Now, if anybody remembers that one, I did that, and wow, you could do something special with that garden, by the way, and also under the stairs. But it took 5 months. It sold, and it went just for under the home report value. So it just shows you, there's properties just going under. There's properties on home report, but mainly most properties go slightly over the home report value. Some go way over the home report value. Exceptional ones, definitely exceptional. If you've got an exceptional property, we're the ones to probably be doing it for you. full walkthrough and video content and engagement hits a market that no one else can reach, and it's the London, Edinburgh, Glasgow market. A lot of people from Glasgow want to retire and want to come over to the East Coast because the West Coast isn't that great a climate because you're right off the Atlantic, whereas we're kind of sheltered and we've got a better microcosm in terms of the different areas in Fife itself. So that's why a lot of people actually want to come over, plus the fact easy access into Edinburgh for anybody who wants to commute now. So great price point because you can just commute straight into Edinburgh from the Leiden area. So the periphery benefit to that is a lot of people want to, consider coming along and coming across to Fife as a result. Next one, Ladybank Road in Dunshaugh. This is a 3-bedroom end terrace cottage. It's sold in 3 months, and just for the home report value. So you can see how the home report values are actually appearing now. It's all the prices caught up. All these price increases over the years and people paying have now come through the whole system, and they're now equalising, and they're coming through, and they're coming through in the new home reports. Therefore, they're actually, the market's levelling out now. And that's okay. So that went for 210,000. The first one, the bungalow, as I said, the 3-bedroom detached bungalow, Leiden, went for 225,000. High Street South Crail. This is a 3-bedroom apartment sold in 3 months. Home report value. Home report value again. So it just shows you what's happening here. Newborough Road, Knockturmurty, 2-bedroom ground floor apartment sold in 2 months for just slightly over the home report value, representing another £1,000 to the seller. £1,000 are better in your pocket as the seller. That's, because it gives you a bit more, it eats into things like, pays for maybe some of your legal bills and stuff like that for selling your house. So that's it. So the interesting one out of that, though, is when I look through this, new owners relocating to the area, new owners looking for their new home, new owners looking for a lifestyle change, new owner as a first-time buyer, and the next one is the other ones as well. In the beginning, first-time buyer for another one, and then new owner relocating, new owners upsizing. So it just shows you, first-time buyers, people relocating, is a real positive market in terms of that. And if you need an audience that you can reach over to there, to that market, and that's why you're getting these offers on these properties. So that's the type of agent you're probably looking for. Somebody that could actually hit these target markets and using all the right things. Just putting your house on Rightmove, by the way, and Zoopla isn't the answer. That's only part of the equation. And if you need to know more about that and why that is the case, then please feel free to contact us and we'll come and have a chat with you. And the Fuse was another one, 4-bedroom detached house, sold in 6 days for just over the home report value, representing our £5,000 to the seller. So it went for £355,000, 4-bedroom detached house in the Fuse in Fricky, sold in 4 days. So it just shows you there. So some will sell in 4, some will sell in 2, some will sell in 3, some will take a lot longer than that. Depends on your strategy. It depends on what you're trying to achieve. It depends that you need a quick sale or you can wait. That's all it's down to, whether that's going to happen or not. And there is people out there. We've just shown you that there now. When I looked at these statistics, there is people out there. You've just got to make your proposition so attractive they really can't refuse it. That's the key. Possibly for some people, that means a price realignment. And again, if you need to know about that, you need to speak to us about price realignments and what that's all about and why that's so important now in this type of market. In the boom market, my cat could have sold your house. It might have not got the right price that you wanted because my cat can't negotiate. But it's just to give you an example. You were getting offers left, right, and centre from everybody. But now it's come down to a lot of strategy and a lot of negotiation with a buyer and actually reaching that buyer and finding that buyer as a result by the tools and techniques that you use as an estate agent in order to hit the market other people do not hit for that reason. Also, it's about getting on the phone, night times, weekends, stuff like that, making sure you're answering these phones, getting back to people all these times. These are the times that people are available. When somebody sends an email in the middle of the night and then you pick it up and an agent picks it up first thing in the morning, it's like they're back at work. Chances of getting in touch with them is pretty slim at that point in time. So that's why you need to be able to jump on it as quick as possible as a result of that. Okay, so hopefully that's given you a real good insight into where the market is right now and where everything is overall. Let me talk about just finally what we're going to be doing tomorrow. Wealth Creation Show, an acceleration of probably last week's Maintaining momentum. The most important thing you can do for yourself is create momentum to your work and also in your life. And it's a way to also thrive and succeed without being burnt out or having to consider quietly quitting. There's people out there, and things like that. It just overwhelmed them. They're just like, oh, I'm just walking away from it now. You don't need to do that, really. And if you've got the right tools and you understand how to do that. So this is the Wealth Creation Show for anybody that doesn't know. Richard and I do this every single week on a Monday at 12:30. We're up to episode 133. Yes, we've been doing it for over 2 years. 2.5 years every single Monday at 12:30. We're doing a Wealth Creation Show. And it tells you and it talks to you and it teaches you about things that I've done myself personally. I'll only ever teach something I've done myself. And because if I've done it, you can do it. I can teach it as a result. And that way you can benefit from what I've done and also the successes I've had, but also benefit from the failures I've had as well. Because you can learn more from failure than you can from success. That's a guarantee. Show me anybody that's never failed, and I'll show you somebody that's never succeeded at anything. That's the point of the Wealth Creation Show. So tune in tomorrow at 12:30. Richard and I will be live. Until next time, guys, have a fantastic evening. It's beautiful outside. Did anybody see the Leavenmouth dip the day I was in it? There was about 400 of us that ran into the sea at the same time in a big line. It was fantastic. So check it out on the Leavenmouth community page. You can check it out on my personal profile as well. It's on there. And I've got a funny feeling maybe I shared it to our office pages, but I don't know. But check it out on my personal profile and you'll see what happened overall. You see this big, huge queue of people, a huge long, we all linked arms and we'll walk straight into the sea for the dip. I think we'll actually hit a world record, but that's yet to be confirmed. Until next time, guys, have a fantastic evening, and it's bye-bye from me.